water, I can only like speak for myself in this, right? And it's a very new experiment. Like water is something I've been consistent with for years now. Prior to training every day, prior to being consistent with exercise and consistent with anything in life, to be honest, like water was probably the first thing I was consistent with. I started off just ordering loads of 1.5 litre bottles to the house and drinking two of them a day, and felt good for it, and like never really turned back. Naturally, it's ebbed and flowed. I've had moments of down periods where I haven't consumed as much water as I should have. That happened recently, which has led me to my new approach to water. And for me personally, again, it's only been a couple of days. However, the change that I've felt both like physically and mentally, from both like a clarity of mind perspective and feeling like I have very little brain fog when I wake up in the morning, because my brain just isn't as dry and shriveled up as it would be if I didn't have as much water, to bowel movements and the consistency of and the ease of, and the way in which I feel like I'm digesting food a lot quicker. What I've been doing and the way I've been attacking it has been really simple. I've been waking up in the morning. I use a 1.8 litre jug. I've been waking up in the morning and quite simply downing an entire jug, which, because I use the straw attachment, it's like roughly 1.7 litres. So that's kind of what I use. To do the maths, I kind of take 100 ml off the top. So I've been down in 1.7 litres straight away. I mean, like, that's something that everybody with some sort of clout on the human body and health online will tell you first thing in the morning, down your water. And I wasn't doing it enough. Like, I was just having a few sips and thinking, oh yeah, that was all well and good. But since I've started having a substantial amount, that leaves me with water bloat for the best part of 5 minutes. I've noticed that my body is waking up a lot quicker. I'm going to the toilet sooner. I'm able to digest my first meal a lot quicker throughout the day, so on and so forth. And then I've not needed, because of the amount of water I've drank straight away, I've almost done I've done half of what my daily requirement would be with very little exercise, right? So from that point, I don't really have to think about water until my stomach is empty again. Personally, I've been really enjoying doing it with an empty stomach. Why is that? Because I feel like my body processes the water a lot quicker. I'm initially hit with a fairly dramatic water bloat because of the amount that I'm consuming in such a short period of time, just shy of 2 litres. And then 5 minutes later, it's like I haven't drank or eaten anything. There's no bloat at all. Which has then led to me eating, I would say, a fair bit more, because my digestion's been a lot better. Anyway, I'm starting to lose my train of thought here. The point I was making is, I feel right now like the way to go about water intake is to attack it and treat it like a task that you must complete, in the same way that you gotta eat food if you're on a bulk, or you gotta eat less food if you're on a cut. You want to attack it when your stomach is empty, when you haven't eaten for a few hours. You want to drink a third of your daily intake. I've been doing 3 of my bottles now pretty much every single day, and the first 2 on a pretty much empty stomach, and the last one either whilst I'm at the gym or throughout the evening. And that last one is something that I can kind of be carefree about and relax, because I've already got the majority of my water in. And on top of that, you got to take into consideration your body weight when it comes to water intake. This whole idea of like 2 litres, 2.5 litres a day is pretty nonsense, if you ask me, because somebody who weighs 120 kilos versus somebody who weighs 100 kilos versus somebody who weighs 60 kilos, you're all going to need very different amounts of water, right? And just from briefly looking it up online, using British metrics, from what I could find, we take our body weight in kilograms and times it by 0.033, which will give us our daily water intake. I did it for simple reasons. I'm like 97 kilos right now. I did it at 100 kilos, so I need at least 3.3 liters a day, right? So that tells me, right, on the days in which I cycle, I want another liter at least for the 10K that I cycle there and to and from the gym, so 20K in total. And I train every single day, right? So I want at least an extra liter for training days. So I'm at 4.5 liters a day. That's my base. That's the base in which I work from, and then I add to that based on the amount I sweat or the amount of time I spend in the sun, so on and so forth. And then that really puts into perspective how dehydrated we probably are and how little water we are actually consuming relative to what we should be consuming. So yeah, man, it's food for thought. Food for thought. Make of it what you will. But I just thought it was something that kind of needed to be said. Like, I personally don't know anybody who I could sit here and think, yeah, you're definitely hydrated. You definitely consume the amount of water you consume. And I couldn't even really say that about myself recently, which is why I've taken such a dramatic turn and decided to like really double down on my water. But yeah, this is definitely something we'll revisit as I experiment with it more, because again, it's very new. So if you made this far, thank you very, very much, and I shall see you tomorrow.